Hello, and welcome to Sekiro Shadows Die a lot more than twice. No. In this game, there are terrifying abominations that induce so much rage inside me, I feel like throwing my computer off the top floor of an apartment. Or how about the mini bosses in the game that each take me dozens of attempts and multiple hours to beat, just for me to find the next boss and repeat the cycle. If you couldn't tell, this is a game for masochists who actively enjoy pain, or people who have played previous From Software titles, in which case they're still masochists anyway. But since I'm playing this game, that makes me a masochist as well, so it's time to experience pain like never before in this brilliant game. Our story begins in the Sengoku Jedi Age of Japan, where every single clan is in a pretty much constant state of warfare. A guy called Isshin Ashina decided to make peace, and he founded his own clan that did not engage in ceaseless war like the rest of Japan. Anyways, in order to make his clan secure, he fought a massive battle, which he ultimately won. In the aftermath of this battle, our protagonist, Sekiro, decides to take the spoils of war for himself. But this great shinobi's like, "Yo dude, I'm like pretty chill, wanna join me or something?" And that was apparently not a question. Fast forward a few decades, and Sekiro's adopted father sends him off to protect a young boy. But not just any young boy, he possesses dragon blood or something, so he's immortal, and he can also make me immortal too. This kind of power attracts the attention of a certain individual who stop at nothing to get immortality. In particular, this individual is Genshiro, and we may or may not be seeing him again. Thankfully, I'm going to save the child from this wrongdoer, and oh, this was not a fight I was supposed to win. Well, all he did was give me a vendetta, and I will not stop until he's permanently asleep. First things first, I need a new arm, and oh, this kind old man had a leftover prosthetic. Man, isn't it just convenient how prosthetics were invented all the way back in the 1500s? With my new arm, it was time to do a little exploring, and by that I mean kill everyone I could find. After that unrestrained violence, I met General Nomori Kurwanda. He is technically the second mini-boss of the game, but the first is so easy I didn't bother to mention him. This guy, however, is significantly more challenging and painful. Sorry, I'm afraid I don't feel like making a cool edit for you, so I'm gonna give you a rather unremarkable death. Anyways, I embarked on a little walk and met the rocket launcher. You could say that guy has quite the explosive personality. Okay, I deserve that. Oh hey look, it's a massive chicken. I wonder how it became so big.
Do it.
I crave human flesh.
Oh well, that was kinda underwhelming. Moving on, I met a gigantic ogre who promptly crushed my spine twice. Unfortunately for this big guy, I refuse to be in a wheelchair for the rest of my life because I'm gonna stand up and fight. After that fight, it's time to fight some lower level enemies to polish my skills, or at least that is what I thought was going to happen. Instead, the next mini-boss was literally right past his door. Well, nothing to do but keep moving forward, or die trying. You know, I've been going at this for a while, and unfortunately for you, I'm not going to be playing this one by the rules. Stealth attack, go! That looks rather painful, but it is nothing compared to what you have done to me, so it's time to end this here and now. Well, I'm kinda lost now, so I think I'll do some exploring. Oh god, what is that abomination and why is it stealing my anus? You know what, I think I'll just leave him be. Well, at this point, most of this area is done except the abomination, but I'll worry about him later. So, it was time to move on. Domere. Well, it was time to fight the first boss and maybe not piss him off this time. This is basically the Japanese version of the Tree Sentinel, and I died to that boss many times. I get the feeling that is about to happen again. It was time to lock in. Okay.
It was time to really focus to find our inner spiritual balance so I can more effectively conduct the conflict in a manner that result on victor.
Alright, I've had enough. Continuing the adventure, I cleared out a few enemies, dying a few times in the process, of course, and shortly afterwards met a bull that has given all the steroids on the planet to create an 8-ton rage-fueled abomination that was also on fire. Despite how beefy this bull is, he only has 1 dot, so in theory, shouldn't be too difficult. Anyway, you know what it's time for? Another mini-boss! Yippee! Unlike the other mini-bosses we have fought before, this guy has guards surrounding him. In particular, gun guard. Do not be fooled by the firearm's appearance. It is not a musket, but instead a highly accurate modern rifle, because good god, they are accurate. Once I disposed of the guards, it was time for the big guy himself. Of course, me being the rat I am, I did a stealth attack, and then I killed. Now I need to get into the main tower of the castle, but there were these rooftop gremlins everywhere, so I need to get rid of them first. The problem is that these guys are literal terrorists. But with enough attempts, I managed to get through to the main castle. Once inside, I repeatedly killed guards for some XP to unlock a very cool skill. After unlocking the skill, I learned about a new location that I skipped over, and figured it was a good opportunity to try my new method of violence. As it turns out, this place is kind of a hellhole filled with countless enemies and 2 mini-bosses to further increase my suffering. Well, nothing to do but push forward or strategically retreat. Now it's time to fight the first mini-boss in this place of pain. He is the longest stickus, and he's rather proficient with it, I must say. I think I'm just going to use my patented cheese tactic. Well, bud, I'm dearly sorry, but you never really had a chance against the power of cheese. A while later, there's another mini-boss. This time he's built like a tank and drank at least a few gallons of alcohol every day. This fight is especially difficult because you have to fight through a swarm of enemies, then have to fight the drunkard himself, and he is not a particularly easy mini-boss either. The only aid I get is from some bodyguard or something. He is useful, but this is going to be extremely difficult, so I had to focus, but this is going to take a while. I spent roughly 2 hours trying to beat this guy, but I finally got him alone now, and with that, it was time to end this for good. A short trip later, it's time for the second boss of the game. This is going to be difficult, but oh wait, she only has 1 dot, which means she only has 1 phase. Apparently, Grandma isn't much of a threat. In my foolishness though, I failed to remember this was a From Software game, so of course there's a second phase, and I was not ready for it in the slightest. I take back what I said, Grandma, please don't hurt me. You know what, Grandma? I understand it now. Lady Butterfly's gone. With that, it's time to return to the castle to finish what we started. Now, do you remember the dude from the beginning of the game who cut my arm off? Well, with my somewhat improved skills, it was time to fight him again, but maybe this time I could actually put up a fight, or could I? Well, I think that answers that question. Now, this fight was going to be quite a challenge, but I had to do it, especially since this guy cut my arm off. Unfortunately for me, this fight was not done, but I'm going to finish this fight in the next part. Until then, goodbye.